Sorry about that. City has supported the implementation of several recognized third-party and government green building labeling programs for residential construction, most notably NGBS Green Certification and Energy Star. She has also consulted with a diverse selection of design firms, real estate brokers, and entrepreneurs on green home marketing and business strategy. Welcome, Cindy.
Great, thanks, Scott. So I think it's kind of wild. I spoke to this group a year ago at this time, and what a difference a year has made. I feel like at that time we thought it was novel and fun to be doing this networking by Zoom, and we're all kind of over it at this point. So thanks for having me back. I'm excited to talk about green appraisals because it's a topic that I'm really interested in. I know all of you find it really important as well. So for those that aren't as familiar, Home Innovation Research Labs is a full service product testing, certification laboratory, and consulting firm that supports the home building industry. Our clients are architects, builders, developers, and product manufacturers. And we have a company mission to improve the quality, durability, affordability, and environmental performance of the nation's housing stock. One of the ways that we live that mission is through the NGBS Green Certification Program. So we certify homes, multifamily and mixed use buildings, remodel projects, and land developments to the ICC 700 National Green Building Standard. I know many within your council also certify their homes with us, and there's about 6 builders on the Green Home Tour that have green certified homes that they're showcasing. So today we're talking about appraisal. So just before we get really rolling, you guys can see my slides in full slide mode, right? Okay.
Yep.
So, let's say that you've built a remarkable home that's extremely energy efficient and it's optimized for comfort and health. In a perfect world, you could just hand that right over to the appraiser and the buyer and secure the full value of the investment that you've made in that home's design and construction. And then the appraiser would assess the value as superior compared to surrounding non-green homes. The buyers would be willing to pay a premium for those features, and then they'd be able to obtain a mortgage for the full amount they agreed to pay. Everyone would be happy, there'd be no hangups, and everything would be closed out painlessly in just under 30 days. Unfortunately, I think all of us know that that's often not the case. The real estate transaction process is complex and wasn't really designed for the unique needs of high performance homes. There's a lot of different market failures that can present themselves. So green homes might not be marketed as such by the sales representatives or real estate agents due to misperceptions about what consumers are really interested in. There might be limited information sharing about those green features for fear of liability. More and more, we're seeing that MLSs are incorporating a set of standardized green fields, but ensuring that those fields are appropriately completed is challenging. And then there are several appraiser and real estate associations that offer training on residential green construction, but those professionals are not the majority at this time. Lenders who are assigning appraisers might not recognize that homes require specialized training and qualifications, and builders and homebuyers might be unfamiliar with their rights to advocate for a fair valuation, someone else to do the appraisal. And then finally, there might be insufficient comps in an area. And so appraisers might be challenged to do the most common appraisal method that involves a comparison of one home against another. And they might be unfamiliar or fearful to use another appraisal method that's less common. So what this means is that there's a lot that's being lost in translation. High-performing homes are not being appraised for their high above code features that offer health, comfort, durability, reduced operating costs. Money is being left on the table and the full market potential of sustainable homes is not being realized. So I think we all realize that we have a lot of work that we need to do to make sure that our homes are marketed appropriately so that we're connecting with the right buyers that are interested in those features, and also connecting the dots and making sure that information gets to the right folks so that there's a fair valuation. And the good news is that those activities that position yourselves more better in that process can also help you earn points towards your green certification. So today we're going to be looking at it from that framework. There's a couple public education and appraisal practices within the NGBS. We're going to walk through those talk about how to meet those items. And then I'll also identify some like tips and resources, and I'll highlight things that are coming out from the Appraisal Institute, National Association of Home Builders, and National Association of Realtors. Yeah, I think we're a small group, and I have a couple discussion questions, and I think we'll just pause when those things come up in the presentation, and we can stop and have some discussion throughout. All right, so first is public education. Both the 2015 and the 2020 NGBS versions include a practice for public education. This is within the Operations, Maintenance, and Education chapter. And the intent is to increase public awareness of the NGBS and projects constructed in accordance with the standard to increase overall demand for high performance homes. So 2 points can be earned for signage, certification plaques, and/or education. So the first sub-item is signage. 1 point is available when signs are installed that indicate that the project is designed and built in accordance with the NGBS. And when publicly visible signs are displayed, that can prompt passerbyers to recognize the presence of green homes in their neighborhood and possibly ask questions about efficiency and performance when they themselves are searching for a home. So Home Innovation makes 2 signage options available to partners to aid in the achievement of this practice. However, use of our ready-made signage is optional. Partners have the ability to use our certification marks that we provide to make something more customized if they choose. So the first option is like a 12-foot by 6-foot fence banner. This is available as like a print-ready PDF at homeinnovation.com/marketgreencertified. This is great for display outside of like a large multifamily building that's under construction, or if you're working in a neighborhood where like every single home within the subdivision is all going to be green certified, it would be appropriate to put this outside on the community fence gate. We also have a smaller 24-inch by 18-inch lawn sign available, also print ready, and it's available for download at that same site. This is a great option for display outside of single family homes. The next sub item under public education is certification plaques. The intent of this item is twofold: to increase current resident awareness of a third-party green certification, and 2, to support communication about green certification with future residents, because the plaques are going to be permanently affixed in their location. So for single family homes, certification plaques might be best placed in a foyer or utility area. For multifamily, the plaque might be best located outside of the leasing office. So we're in the process of redesigning our certification plaques right now. This is what the new design is going to look like, and these are going to be available on our website in mid-April. So certification plaques are not automatically provided upon issuance of certification, but they're available for purchase. And as a side note, you see this text below the level in the middle and the one on the right. These correspond with our new offering, NGBS Green Plus, which is like an add-on recognition that homes can get if they are higher performing in one or more areas. Did someone have a question? I hear some noise. So I was saying that this text corresponds with our new offering, NGBS Green Plus. There's 6 kind of add-on recognitions, and a builder could get 1 or more of those: universal design, resilience, wellness, smart home, net zero energy, and zero water. So it's an additional tool that a builder can use to help kind of drill down to the specific features and tell their story with the consumers in a different way. So it's something that I think we're really excited about, and we're going to be rolling out in a greater way in the next couple months. So if you're interested in learning more, go to homeinnovation.com/NGBS Green Plus. But back to the topic at hand, certification plaques are available. You can purchase them if you choose, and if you do so, you can get that 1 point under the public education practice. And then the final item under public education is education. 1 point is available when a URL is included on signage, on the builder website, and/or marketing materials for visitors to learn more about the NGBS and what green certification means. So a great way to fulfill this practice is to include ngbs.com on your website or marketing materials or signage. So while homeinnovation.com is the location for certification resources and is largely accessed by our professional partners, NGBS.com is our consumer-facing platform. This is where home buyers and renters can search for green certified homes and learn what it means for a home to be NGBS green certified. We built this website because we heard from builders that they wanted to be able to direct consumers to another outside party for information about their green achievements. They felt that consumers would be more reassured of a builder's claim when it wasn't coming from them directly. So on this site, someone can see really simple infographics that explain what it means for a home to be built green and what it means to be third-party certified. And then if someone is searching for a home, they can select either buy or rent, depending on whether they are interested in single-family homes or multifamily apartments. And then they see all of the builders within a selected state and information about their homes and buildings. Where we have photos provided by the builder or developer, they're displayed in the search results. So when someone drills down further, they can see a photo gallery, stats about their certified projects, and contact information to help to bridge the gap between consumers visiting that site and the partners building those green certified homes. So all of what we just went through, signage, education, and certification plaques were all under the public education practice. And then the next item that we're looking at is appraisal. So this is a new practice that was added to the 2020 NGBS version that was released late last year. 2 to 6 points can be earned for doing one or more information sharing activities to support a comprehensive and fair home valuation. I think that both this practice and the one we just looked at are really great because they're low-hanging fruit. They're things that many of us are doing already, and it's just an easy way to get some additional points that could potentially help you move from one certification level to another. So the first item awards 2 points when the energy rating or projected energy usage data is posted in an appropriate location in the home or public posting so an appraiser can assess the energy data as part of their valuation. So I recommend first and foremost to share like the HERS report or your ERI report, as well as any green certifications as widely as possible to ensure that the information is made visible. So first, share it directly with your appraiser and real estate professional. Next, ask your real estate professional to include it in the MLS listing. And in particular, you might even ask them to add it specifically as an image, because we all know that different data fields are served up differently depending on the platform. So whether it's like information that's shared with Zillow or Redfin, it might be displayed differently. They might have a different set of fields. So, but including the HERS report as an image ensures that it's going to be presented no matter what platform people are looking at. They're going to be clicking through to see those photos of the kitchen and the dining room and the bedroom and the backyard. Then they can see that HERS report included within that set of photos. And then finally, ask your real estate professional to print out the HERS report and make it available if there's an open house or a showing, so that if someone has questions about the utility costs, they don't have to play a lot of back and forth after the open house, that they can get their questions answered right then and there. The next sub-item under appraisal awards 2 points when the Appraisal Institute's Green and Energy Efficiency Addendum is completed, either by the builder or another qualified professional, and then provided to the appraiser. So the Green and Energy Efficiency Addendum is a communication tool that's maintained by the Appraisal Institute. There's 2 different versions. There's a residential version, and then there's a commercial version. And this is designed to capture all the green features of a home or building so that it could be factored into the valuation. There's sections for third-party verification, efficiency features, solar panels, site, and incentives. So my tips are, start completing this as early as possible, because you all know that you're going to get caught up in a rush of activity before the home's closing. Complete as much as you can, but know that not all the information will apply. So for example, if there's like no on-site renewable energy, you can just skip over the entire solar panel section. And then finally, attach all the documents that are going to help someone validate the information that's provided, such as the energy report, any product literature or specifications that are really key, and then the green certification. So the appraisal addendum does not need to be completed by the assigned home appraiser. And in fact, they might not be the best equipped to complete the document. Anyone with knowledge of the home's features and installed products, including the builder, verifier, energy professional, and real estate professional, could complete the addendum. I've encouraged NGBS Green verifiers to complete the addendum for their builder clients during the closeout of a home. This additional service supports the builder in unlocking additional value and helps position the verifier as a knowledgeable full service consultant. So if you're a builder or currently, if you're a builder that's currently working with an energy rater or green verifier and they're not currently supporting you with this, consider asking if they could help you with like a one-time training for your staff, or if they could regularly complete it as part of their service package with you. So I wanted to pause and hear from you all, like if your company is currently working on completing the addendum, who is it tasked to? Like what's their profession? Or if like multiple people are like managing like the completion of this addendum, who initiates it? Who manages it? So Brandy or Ruby at BuildSense, are you working on the addendum? And if so, who takes the lead?
I'll have to defer to Randy on that one.
Sure, throw me into the bus. So our model is one-off custom. So we don't have a regular process, but when our clients are financing the home that we're building for them, which is only about half the time, and it sometimes only comes back to us to do this work almost as a remediation effort if the appraisal doesn't land where we expect it to land. And then in that case, we've supported our clients with helping them fill out the green building addendum for the appraisal. I will say that appraisals haven't been as much of an issue for us in the last 2 years. And so we haven't been trying to necessarily maximize the value, because the appraisals really only had a single goal to be able to have the clients get the loan that they want on the house.
Got it. Thanks for sharing. Kurt or anyone else, do you want to share your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar situation. I mean, we tell the clients, hey, this is something that, you know, if you're really concerned about what this appraises at, and you want to get the highest appraisal for whatever reason, you know, sometimes if they're close to getting, you know, between 80% loan to value or 75% or something like that, they might be able to get a better rate or something, then sometimes we'll spend the effort on it. But most of the time, yeah, I haven't had a lot of requests for it. I also, like Randy, don't do a lot of, you know, spec houses or stuff like that. So it's not quite as common.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate that perspective. So I'm not going to go through each section of the addendum in detail, but I do have a resource like that if anyone wants to get that level of detail. So if you go to homeinnovation.com/NGBS green resources, you can download a resource that has, you know, field by field, how to complete each box with examples. So let's just look at the third-party verification section today. So under this first portion, there's a lot of the national green and energy efficiency programs listed. For NGBS Green, there's check boxes for bronze, silver, gold, emerald, corresponding to the different certification levels. So I would say, regardless of whether the project is in process for certification or if it has been issued, select the level that you expect that the building is going to get. And then if it's not yet been fully certified, just include a note later on that it's a projected certification and the date of the final inspection. Under date verified is where you capture the final inspection for the home. The green certification version is like which version of the NGBS standard or whatever the rating system you're pursuing was used. So if it's NGBS green certification, it would be like 2012, 2015, 2020 to indicate the NGBS version. If it's a home seeking LEED certification, it'd be like version 4 or version 4.1 to indicate the LEED rating system. Under organization URL, I suggest doing homeinnovation.com/NGBS green stats. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit. This is a web page where real estate or appraisal professionals could confirm that a home is pursuing or has achieved green certification. Just below what we looked at is a section for energy labels. So there's the Resnet HERS rating, DOE's home energy score, and then an other. So enter the rating, the value, and then whether it's a sampled, projected, or confirmed rating. If there's details about the annual energy usage from the modeling output, you can plug that in at the top. And then at the bottom, just like with the section above, complete the date verified, the final inspection date for the home, and then select the organization URL where someone could find more information. The next section is for verified energy improvements. This is more so for existing homes and could largely be ignored for new construction. And then the final item under appraisal is it awards 2 points when certification information is uploaded to an MLS or equivalent database that is accessible by professional appraisers. So these points are automatically applied to every project seeking NGBS green certification because Home Innovation works with our technology partner, Pivotal Energy Solutions, to make green home information available in a public database. A handful of MLS systems already take that information that Pivotal manages and makes it searchable as part of their home database. I know that there are some talks underway right now with your local MLSs to do the same. So if Selena wants to share an update, this is a great time to do that.
So yes, there's been some regular conversations going on with Michelle Foster with NGBS, as well as Alan Nelson with the Triangle MLS. He's VP of the MLS systems, as well as Brett Bushnell. He's president of the Raleigh Regional Association of Realtors. So it's been at least for the last 3 months, we've talked on a monthly basis about trying to get to create additional green fields in MLS, whether they're manually populated or auto-populated. There's been really great progress. The 3 entities are working really well together. Everybody's very proactive and really want to go in that direction. So there's been progress. So hopefully, so now we're in April. We've got a call next week. So hopefully we'll have a progress report in May. But yes, those things are coming, and they recognize it's been a long time, and now the energies were all there. So yeah, good progress.
Yeah, I think that's really exciting, and it's been a long time coming since there are so many green certified homes all throughout North Carolina.
Yeah.
Hey, Cindy, can I jump in with a comment and a question?
Yeah, sure.
It's jumping back one topic, but the comment, and I didn't think about this, is that I refinanced my NGBS certified home recently, and asked for an appraiser that understood high performance houses and filled out a green building addendum for the appraiser.
Mm-hmm.
That part of the process, well, I will say that the refinance that we did got really weird from there, and that's a longer story, where the bank objected because the appraisal came in too high. So they actually paid for another appraisal that also came in high, and they wouldn't believe either of them. And I've never had this happen before, but anyway, even when I requested somebody that understands high performance homes, both appraisers that appraised the house, neither of them knew of the addendum, even though they said they had an understanding of appraising high performance homes. So the information that exists is not out there. And I have had clients come back to us that we built for in the past that are refinancing to ask for help on an appraisal. And that, I think, is usually when maybe they're looking for cash out and they're trying to maximize the value of their house. So anyway, I just can think that's just another scenario. But that was a comment. The question is, at what level, if you just fill out the green building addendum and it just basically says this is certified to the National Green Building Standard and it's Emerald, what's the difference in the effect on the value of the house between doing that, just that one thing, and saying it's certified and providing that verification versus filling out the thing more completely with a ton more details? Like, is there a significant impact on the actual appraised value of the house?
Okay, so let me tackle your comment first. So
okay.
The addendums that we're looking at right now, they're offered up as a resource through the Appraisal Institute. So Appraisal Institute is like a nonprofit association of professional appraisers, but it's my understanding that like they don't have the majority of all appraisers as part of their network. They kind of represent like the cream of the crop, like elite appraisers, and maybe they have like 15, 20% of all US based appraisers in their network. So I think that's part of the challenge with getting the word out there about the addendum. I know that there's like another association that has their own version of like the green addendum, but it is really less accessible by folks that aren't professional appraisers. Like it's very much like adjust by this dollar value here for this thing. And I know that even some local appraisal organizations might have separate things. Like I've spoken at the Maryland Appraisers Association. They had their own, standalone resource. So it's hard. Like there's a lot out there. But I do think that like the Appraisal Institute's tool is like the most accessible. And if we could get more people using that as a standard step, I think that's a good way forward. And I do like that the NGBS, at least has it as a practice item, that it's like encouraging people to take that action of completing something to get more awareness out about the green features of the home. I'm sure none of that was very encouraging, but that was my response to your comment. And then for your question about detailing the features versus just noting the green certification, I don't really know. I can reach out to Sandy Adamatis because I'm really curious about that, if she has a response, and I'm happy to circle back within an email to the folks on this call afterward, because it's really, it'd be helpful to know, because like as a team, our organization has been filling out just like just those first sections of the appraisal addendum and providing that with the green certificates, but we know that that's not all the information that the appraisers need, and some of the information on the final pages might be more important to get that cost adjustment. So I'm going to look into that for you and get back to you.
I appreciate that. It's sort of the question, it's the how much question does matter. Because if you're getting an appraisal on a $500,000 house and the addendum can raise the value by $500, honestly, it's not worth it. But if it's $5,000 or more in line with what the cost or the life cycle savings are relative to the house over, say, a 15-year mortgage, then it's definitely worth doing.
Yeah. Okay, good points.
Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. So before we move on, I just wanted to show you how the appraisal section looks in our green scoring tools. So as I said, the item 3, having information shared with a database, since we automatically apply those points, there's nothing that the verifier needs to do. The points are automatically awarded, and then we have some notes here about why that is. Make it as easy as possible. All right, so let's talk about how to find qualified professionals for your network. So this is a great resource from NAHB and NAR. It's called Home Performance Counts, and the URL is homeperformancecounts.info. And this is a great site because it has 2 sections, one for home buyers and one for professionals. And so it walks through how the professional section has subsections for providing high performance service, what home buyers want, how to explain high performance, and how to translate what consumers say versus what you think that they actually want. And I just think that this would be a great site if you have new hires to your sales and marketing team, have them go through this so that everyone has like the same base level of knowledge about consumer preferences and how to message correctly. Or it could be something that you go through if you have like a monthly sales meeting with your team. You could like, break it up by chunks and go through a little at a time as a group. And it could be a great source of discussion. I'm sure you guys are familiar with these 2 professional trainings already. Eco-Broker and NAR's green designation are 2 credentials that you can look for to be sure that a real estate partner has completed professional training related to green and energy efficiency.
Hey, Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy, real quick, where would one go? I mean, I'm a broker, but I do it, it's just a license for me. So yeah. How do you find those brokers that are designated?
Yeah, I think that there are directories on both organizations' sites. And then I know that there's some folks that will have that right after their name. So it might be Amanda Smith Green, Green's a designation, or Amanda Smith Eco-Broker to designate themselves with that credential.
Perfect, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, and now how to get that right appraiser assigned to the job. So this is kind of touches on what Randy was talking about a little bit before. So the mortgage lenders are required to assign an appraiser who is qualified to assess the value of that assigned property. But we know that this sometimes doesn't happen. The lender might not have identified the property as a special property type because they didn't receive that notice, or the lender might claim that they are unaware of any qualified professionals in that home's surrounding geographic area. And if this happens, the appraisal might not consider the home's like special features as part of the valuation. So I would say that first and foremost, you want to communicate that the property is like a special property type that requires a qualified appraiser with specialized training. And then direct lenders to the Appraisal Institute's professional directory of folks that have completed additional training. So while builders aren't authorized to select a particular appraiser, it is completely within your rights to share either the URL to this directory or a culled down, list. Like if you look at that list and then say, okay, these are all the people nationwide, let's drill down to those that just work in this geographic area, and send them a more concise list with names and contact information. Both of those options are within your right. Just don't send the lender one professional name because they're going to think that you're being biased and too selective. And finally, like if you think that the lender assigned someone who is not qualified, you have the authority to request someone else to be assigned if you don't think that it's a fair selection. All right, and then I want to close out by sharing some ideas and resources to help you find comps, because sometimes, I understand that appraisers will say, oh, there's no comparable properties, there's no other green certified or energy efficient homes in the area, so I couldn't do the comparison appraisal method. And if you build up some familiarity with these resources, you can help go back to them and say, okay, what about this property? What about this property? And provide them some additional information. So first, peer networking is great. I really love that you guys are all connected in this council, and it's a great way to keep in touch with what other builders and green professionals are doing and what's happening in your local market. And then next, I think it'd be interesting to keep in touch with your verifier and ask them about their other clients and nearby projects. They might be open to sharing basic information for the purpose of identifying comps. And then finally, this is the website I mentioned before, homeinnovation.com/NGBS Green Stats. So this page features a real-time counter with our certification activity, but then there's also a button to download a list with in-process and certified homes. And this file can be sorted or filtered by location, date certified, project type, and certification level. And this could be a valuable resource for understanding your local market and building the case that there are comparable properties in your area. A similar resource is the Energy Star Partner Locator. So if there are no green certified buildings in the area, there might very well be Energy Star certified homes. This could be another place to gain information about the local market. This page has stats about market penetration at the top, information about all of the builders and raters serving that state, and information about how many homes that they have worked on in the last year and overall. And also lists out incentives that might be available as well through local utilities or other partners. So this could be another great resource. I think the URL is really long, but if you just search Energy Star Partner Locator, you're going to land in the right place. And then finally, once you've identified one or more potential comps, the ResNet rating registry can help get you some additional details. So if you plug in an address, you can see the rating company, date of inspection, and HERS index score. So this could be useful to help quantify like how much more efficient your home is compared to a neighboring property if you want to build that case of difference between one home and another. All right, so that's all I wanted. Oh, go ahead, Randy.
You're talking about comps, and it's obviously a key item. So does the green building or a high performance home give the appraiser more latitude to go farther away for a comp? In other words, let's say it makes sense in the neighborhood or the location that the comps are 3 miles away from this particular place. But since the high performance houses are fewer and far between, can they go to 15 miles away or 20 miles away to find those comps?
It's my understanding that yes, they can. I don't know what the right rule of thumb is in terms of that further distance. Also, the fact that it's a high performance home, it might give the appraiser some leeway to use a completely different appraisal method that isn't based on a comparison. Just not every appraiser feels comfortable using the alternative methods. The comparison approach is the most widely accepted.
Okay, I think I understand that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's everything I wanted to walk through today. We looked at the public education and the appraisal practices of the NGBS. We talked about some resources that might be helpful for growing your professional network and understanding the local market. Does anyone have any comments or questions? And as you're thinking about questions, I'll put up the sponsor slide so you can take a look at those company logos at the same time.